Now, why you will never hit driver as far as you should is because you are missing these two key moves. And once you get these two key moves into your swing, you're not only going to be hitting driver a lot further, but you're also going to be hitting it straighter and doing both of those with less effort. So the first reason of why you'll never be able to hit driver as far as you should is because when you are taking that club back, you are rolling the lead forearm. So you're having what we call too much lead forearm pronation, where you can see the underside of my forearm rotating to where it points to the ground. Look at the club face, wide open, whipped on the inside as well. And the move that we are missing is having that nice neutral takeaway with the hands going a little bit in and the club head either being outside the hands or on the hands there. You can see very minimal forearm rotation, but much squarer club face matching the spine angle. So, okay, if I have that bad move, the rolling the club in, we could have a number of different things happen from there. But in the simple terms, I'm opening that club face up. The club head's really going on the inside of the hands, which is going to affect how my shaft travels up the top and most likely going to reorganize it via flaring out the trail arm to get it into a decent shaft position. But from there, the club face is going to be open. Club path is most likely going to be steep out in front, and I'm going to swipe across it. So let's have a little wee look here at the distance and accuracy we're going to get from this. So rolling that club face, so many golfers do this. So I've got a super simple fix for this as well. So let's give it a go. So again, I lost my balance on that completely. So that's where it's a very uncomfortable place to be able to be hitting a golf ball from. So you can see, first one there, club path 8 degrees to the left as well. So if you're somewhere like here, tee to green in Scotland, so a nice indoor facility, west coast of Scotland, you can see straight away what you're going to be getting with club path. So if we have a very extreme club path like that, we're essentially doing what's called a glancing blow. So that's where, as you're, let's say, for an analogy here, like I'm punching something. If I'm punching something, let's say with a decent amount of force, but I am coming at that object from almost a side angle, I'm then glancing across it. So the force that I'm generating is not being put into that object very well. So that's where, if I then change that to where I'm doing a technique which helps me deliver that force much more square on, I'm going to be getting a lot more distance. So that's one of the big reasons why we see not much distance being occurred from here. Look at that. 208 yards with driver. So that's where no matter kind of how hard I really go at this and like my swing intent, I'm just generally not going to be able to get that much distance because of the huge glancing blow effect, because of the club face being open and having to reorganize the shaft and the downswing. So let me give another one a go. Trying to go at it really as fast or as hard and intent as I can. So that one, really try to give it a go. Got 230 out that. It's trying to come back. Club path is even more left, which it will be if my club face is open and I'm having to reorganize the shaft. If I go more in my intent, my upper body's going to unwind too early. That's going to cause everything to throw over. So not very efficient when it comes to hitting the ball straighter and longer. So the move we're missing is that nice functional takeaway. So nice and neutral. So before rolling the forearms, you can even see with my watch face there pointing up towards the sky. We now want to get into our takeaway, have that watch point really diagonally down, really on the ball line almost. So we can see there, what's that done? That's got my hands going a little bit more in. That's got the club face a little bit more square to my spine angle. So it means it's square to the arc. And the club head's more around my hands. It can even be slightly outside it. So what that's going to do, club face being squarer, means I'm going to be able to use a club path that's going to be a lot closer to neutral. It doesn't have to be perfectly neutral, but it's going to be a lot more efficient. So I'm going to have a lot less of a glancing blow. I'm going to be more square onto it. But also, that position there, having that club head on the hands, what's that going to do? That's going to encourage me as I turn up. The club shaft isn't going to be getting as horizontal early, so it's going to be traveling up a little bit steeper of a shaft. So when I get up to the top, I don't need to do any reorganization to get into a good spot. So then it makes the swing less complicated. Think of someone like Ludwig Oberg, for example, how uncomplicated his swing looks. If you look at his backswing, you'll see an unbelievably good takeaway and you'll see the club shaft moving up more vertical, which allows less movement to happen, but allows him to lay down the shaft and shallow it. So again, I'm going to go at this one. Not necessarily this first one, I'm not going to really give it as much as I can, but I'm going to give it just a nice comfortable amount, getting into a good takeaway, which I'll show you a brilliant drill for this. And ultimately, let's just give it a good go, see how we do with it. So that felt like a much better strike. Nice little tight draw in there. I actually really like that. We can see carry wise, for one I didn't necessarily go hugely at, 256 and total 279. That's a very, very normal drive for me. But funnily enough there, guys, that was the one that I really went hard at with the rolling open. It actually edged out the other one a little bit, but the carry distance is incredibly different. We went from 230 to 256, so a huge, huge distance of difference there. So that's where just getting in that better takeaway just made it easier for me to be able to have less things I need to match up. So the possibility of me hitting big wayward shots will be a lot less. This is where the golfing gods will hear me saying that. They might give me a bad shot on the next one. So that's where we can get into a good takeaway, get into good positions. Obviously, with the best players in the world, doesn't guarantee you're going to hit a good one every time. I'm signing my death wish here, aren't I? So, again, nice, good takeaway. There we go. So that's going to make it easier to deliver a good club path, like we can see there, and a much more efficient shaft angle coming down and through the swing as well. So again, not really going to go massively at it. Again, that felt like a lovely strike. Even better. So we can see from there, carry 260, total 281. Again, maybe what we could classify that as a slight pull draw, but again, what is that? That's about a yard off the center line. So much better to get that nice neutral takeaway, makes life easier for you. Let's get to a drill for it. So our drill is just grab an alignment stick. Now put that alignment stick down the left-hand side of the golf club, just like so. And all we want to do there is slide the stick down the left side of the body. So just slide it down. So if you're sliding that stick down the left side of the body, that's going to get the hands in, the club out. Now, if you do your rolly move, that's going to get the stick pointing way out in front, just like so. That's not what we want. We want it sliding down there. And if you want, you can turn up to the top, which will be then mid backswing. The stick's going to be pointing down ball line. It's going to be pointing relatively away from the target. You could just have a little swing through. You don't hit golf balls doing this. This is just purely to get the feel. I like just doing the repetitions of the takeaway there, sliding it down. Once you've done enough of those, I'd recommend, if this really is your issue, do about 3 to 5 of those in between, let's say, every 3 balls or so, and then replicate that exact same feeling. Let's hope this is another good one. So again, another lovely one there. Little tight fade down, and that's much more normal of a ball flight for me. A little cut, 261 of carry, definitely a lot different than that first 200-yard carry or even the 231. So the second reason here of why you'll never hit driver as far as you should with what you should be doing as well is you are coming up to the top of your swing via just raising your arms dead straight up. This is such a common one. I see this in lessons all the time of guys getting up to the top of their swing and just raising their arms up, no body turn to speak of. So what we're missing, the key that you need to be able to hit the driver straighter and longer straight away, is to get the arms more around us. So you can see here, left arm covering my shoulders. My hands are roughly over my ankles or my heels, but you can see that's via a little bit more turn. So why is that going to help us so much? So let's explain what you're doing wrong first, then we'll explain what we're doing right. So, okay, when we're lifting the arms dead straight up, what that's ultimately going to do, that's going to deliver a very out to in club path, or your body would have to manipulate itself in the downswing to reroute the club coming back into the golf ball on a relatively okay path. Most golfers won't do that though. They'll just lift the arms up, vertically up, and then as they start to turn down, they'll start to get some rotation to be able to create some speed, but the club's going to fly hugely out in front. Again, let's give one a go here. Raising my arms up, lifting them up, no body turn to speak of. Went underneath it. Oh, I felt like I had to duck there. So we can see, that's given my club head a nasty mark. So that tells you what can happen when you do this. So, absolutely, some really poor shots. So again, what's that done? 136 yards. So let me do another one. I'll do it a bit carefully this time as well. As one, I don't want to damage my driver, and two, I don't want to damage this amazing facility here at Teats Green in Scotland, because getting kind enough to let me film here. I don't want to damage, again, what they've got. So lifting the arms up and then just letting it, whatever happens in the downswing from there, which will be massively out in front and over the top. So arms up. So there we go, made contact with the face that time. Very, very common right here. So you can see how unbelievably low is that ball flight. That is really, really low. So we can see also club path even worse. So that is 10 degrees to left. That's how easy it is to swing out to win doing this. And we can see face there, way left as well. So most of the time, if you do get your club path going very, very left, your club face will most likely follow it a little bit as well. So not very good, 186. Oof, that's not what we want, so okay. So I said what we want to do is get ourselves what we call more depth of the hands and arms. So a lack of depth is bringing them straight up, more depth is bringing them more around. That's gonna help you. Then as you start to move down, the club is going to fall on path and shallow out easier. So again, remember what we were talking about in regards to glancing below. If you're going a little bit more square on, a little bit more of a closer to zero path, anything from 3 or 4 on either side and in is great. That's going to then be delivering your club head speed into that golf ball. Your smash factor is going to be good. Your ball speed is going to be good as a result from that as well. So that is where getting yourself deeper with those hands and arms, and as you move down, club's going to be falling on path easier. Move more up, it's going to be moving more out. So that's where a lot of golfers who move up, they have to pull down quickly. That's not good either. So we don't just now go, okay, let's just drag the arms around. We don't do that. We do this via turning the body. So we want to rotate the hips and chest as we go up to the top. When we rotate, that brings the hands and arms around us. So that gives us the depth we're talking about here. If no rotation happens, we'll pick the arms up, which is why so many of you have those arms picked up, because you don't rotate. So that's where if you feel like the back belt loops of your trousers, or even the middle of your upper back, feel like that's getting close to pointing to target, maybe just left of it, then you will naturally get the hands and arms traveling more around, and you're going to get a bit of club path from it. So let me move this tee just over, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm not necessarily going to go at it hard again. It might look like I am, but that's because the technique is in a place to where it's efficient, and it's going to look fast without me even feeling it. That's effortless speed. So, okay, getting good turn of the hips, like we said. Back belt loops of the trousers pointing at the target or just left of it, and same with the upper back. And let's see what happens here. Okay, let's give a good one a go. So you hit that a little bit toey, so that'll be a really good one to see as well there. So as you can see, I hit it right off the toe. We can see 245, so it carried way further than before, absolutely. But toe shots, generally not going to be making you hit the ball too far. We can see total distance, 270, 269. So very, very acceptable. Now, I know what a lot of you are going to be thinking after you saw that shot. My foot came off the mat. You're thinking, how on earth are you going to say you swung softly at that when your foot came off? But again, if you haven't been watching my channel that regularly, you won't know, and that's because I've got cerebral palsy, I'm a disabled golfer. My strength in my left leg is 75% of my right, so really quite weak, and I've got really poor mobility. It's like I'm always doing a calf raise on my left leg. So with driver, it's very rare. You've probably seen it on more shots. It's so normal to me, I just don't pick up when it happens in my swing. But you'll absolutely see me not keep full balance on pretty much most of my drives unless I really go quite soft. Very normal for me. It's not because of what I'm showing you in the swing, it's because of my disability. So that's why what I talk about on my channel, I preach certain things that a lot of people think are unachievable, but they're not, because I've done it from a big disadvantage. It's all about good technique. So getting that better turn and getting that depth immediately, even from a miss hit, has gone so much further. So let's give another one a go. Let's hope for a little bit better of a strike. But again, that's still absolutely hitting the fairway. Better turn to get better depth. Oh, that's a better strike. Much more normal for me. That is a stock fade. 255 carry, total 282. Low spinner under 2,000 revs of spin as well. So absolutely huge there, guys. My favorite drill to learn how to do this, to get that better depth of the hands and arms, get them more round so club can get more on path, is to target how to do it properly. And that is getting yourself more turn. So getting yourself more turn is a very feel versus real type of element in the golf swing. You might feel like you're getting turn, but in reality, you're nowhere close. So that's where, if you get something like here with this alignment stick in my belt loops, tiny bit on the right, a lot on the left. So now what you can see, if I set up like I'm hitting the ball at the wall, which of course I won't do, I've already almost damaged this place enough today with that sky. So you can see here, where's the stick? Stick is pointing down the left. What I want to do as I'm getting up to top, I want this stick to point almost at that golf ball. So you can see there, if I can see that stick gradually move towards that ball, that's going to give me the visual that I know I'm getting the hip turn. I know I'm getting the turn. Of course, if we're getting turn, that's what brings the hands and arms around us. That'll give you good arm depth from there. So When you're practicing drills like this, do them nice and soft to start off with. Even for myself, who has good hip turn, it's quite hard to actually go at balls when you do this drill because you've got a big, you've got a stick protruding out here. It's really off-putting. So just to give yourself doing the motion, get a stick going halfway to the ball, or as close to the ball as you want. Again, don't care about where the ball goes all too much. Kind of a little necky shot there, as we can see. But again, it's not the worst distance in the world, that's for certain. So absolutely not terrible. So again, if we go there, we do another one. And what I always recommend you guys to do when you're doing a drill, absorb the feeling, really absorb that feel. So if you're absorbing that feeling, again, you're going to be absolutely replicating it as good as you can, but get the reps in. We're only going to be swinging on the golf course what is our most subconscious swing. So that's a representation of what we've been practicing. So, okay, get a stick to the ball. That gets the arms more around. There we go. So again, another little necky one. But again, it is very off-putting having that stick there, but it trains us that movement. So then once you get that good takeaway, once you are getting that good depth at the top of good turn, it's going to be so much easier to not only hit the ball longer, like you should be, but hit the ball a lot straighter. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you've got more golf instruction, just like this, click that subscribe button, hit the bell button too, to be notified every time I put out a video. And like I said, still doesn't stop you from hitting a bad shot. And I waited for the very last shot to hit a big push out there towards the right. So, again, have fun practicing. Absolutely hit that driver further.